Hi everyone, welcome back to Get Your Play Online. I'm Hannah and today we will be doing Get Moving. Today we are going to be doing some fun animal themed exercises. So today is the very first day of the new summer week, week 6. So it's all animal themed, zoo themed, everything like that. So I thought it would be fun to do some exercises that are related to animals. So just like I have done in the past on Get Moving, we will pick the exercises from this bowl one by one, and then we will do them, or I'll teach them, and then we can try them out. So some of them might be more challenging than others. So if you need a break or anything, make sure you got some water with you, and you can keep going or do, some of them will be harder versions or not as hard, easier versions of each exercise. And the only thing that you will need is, you can use a mat if you want. I'll be using a mat today, and I'm also barefoot today, but if you would like, you can wear gym shoes, or socks might get a little bit slippery, so maybe barefoot or gym shoes I would recommend. And I think that is all, so we can get started into the exercises. Some of the animals that we will be doing today are bear, crab, so not all of them are zoo animals, but bear, crab, there's a snake, we'll do a kangaroo. So some of them are not in the zoo, but they are all animals that you've either seen pictures of or heard of, so we can get started. So make sure you're in a comfortable space, and you can write these exercises down or fast forward or rewind and try them out. So let's go to our bowl and get the first animal exercise. Ooh. Okay, so the first one, I wanted to start off with one of the ones that wasn't too difficult. So the first one is a perfect one to get us a little bit stretched out as well. It's going to be the gorilla swing. So this one will help us get a little bit warmed up and ready. So I'll lift the camera up a little bit. So once again, barefoot or gym shoes will work. And you just want to make sure you find a good spot on your mat. So you can go on a mat or a towel, something like that. So make sure your legs are far apart, so not together under you, but a little bit far apart. And what you're going to do is, sometimes you've seen a gorilla go like this through the forest. If you've ever been to a zoo, you might have seen a gorilla before, but it's just like a huge kind of monkey. So what we're going to do is, we're going to lean forward, and you're just going to swing up and to the other side and back and forth. And you can have a little bit of a bend in your legs so that you can really reach up and go back and forth. So this will make her legs get a little bit warmed up, get her upper body moving back and forth. Feels really nice and good. So we'll do about 10 to each side, and then we'll go to the next exercise. So you want to make sure that your legs are a little bit of a bend. Go forward, and I would recommend you can kind of brush the bottom of the floor if you're pretty flexible. So you can brush the floor, and then make sure you go a little bit parallel to the side. So you don't want to go all the way up. You can if you want, but usually gorillas keep it pretty low. So the reason for the bend in our legs is to make sure we're stable into the ground and feeling that balance shift from either side. So let's do 10 to each side, and then we'll move on to the next. So go over and swing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, almost done. 17, 18, 19, 20. Good job. So you might feel your back a little bit looser, your legs are all warmed up, and your arms have been fully swung, just like a gorilla. So that was our first exercise. And you can do more if you wish, or keep moving on. So we'll do our next pick. What's it gonna be? Ooh! So the next one we're gonna do is a Flamingo Hold. And this will be more of a balance exercise. So we're gonna make sure we're stable, and if you've ever seen a flamingo, they always balance on one leg. They always have one leg up. So that's what we're going to mimic of the pink flamingo. So take a step onto your mat or your floor, and you can face either way, front or side. I'll face the front so you can see me. So we can try this out with both legs, but what you're going to do is have your legs be a little bit apart. And you want to make sure that you shift to one side and hold your core so your hands can be on your hips. And you want to make sure you're really holding strong so that you can lift that leg up. And you just want to hold it. You can hold it this way or forwards, but whichever, you might be a little rocky. You just want to hold it tight and keep holding. And we're looking just like a flamingo in the zoo. So I've actually seen a flamingo before. Maybe you have as well. But this is what we're mimicking, and we want to make sure we can hold it super, super long. So let's say you fall out. Well, just make sure, instead of just picking it right back up, you want to go back to where you started, shift over, make sure you're stable, and then you can go and pick up your leg. So you always want to start, if you fall or lose your balance or start hopping or something, you always want to stop and go back to where you started, adjust. Let's try the other side. And when you feel ready and stable, then you can go ahead and lift your leg up. If you just pick it up right after you fall, it's not most likely going to work. So you have to come back to that stable place from before. So let's try and hold this for 15 seconds on each side. And if you come down, that's okay. I might come down if I feel a little bit rocky, but let's try and do it just like a flamingo. They stand there for hours. Okay, so we're in our space, in our stable position. We're going to go to one side, shift, place your hands, and when you're ready, lift your leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yay! Did you make it? All right, well, if you did or if you did not, we have another chance. We're going to try the other side and see if we can do it. Sometimes you just have to find that sweet spot, and you could stay there for hours just like a flamingo. And sometimes it's a little rocky the whole day. Sometimes it changes. So we're going to go back to that base place, shift to one side, hands. You could be on your tiptoe right here. Then when you feel ready, lift your foot up to the side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yay! Yay, so we just did both sides. And you can feel really balanced and connected with the floor. The other thing is if you're having trouble bouncing, you really want to push that leg into the floor. Like feel like there's a string going through your body. Really push into the ground and lift up from your head. And that will help. So that was the flamingo. So now we'll pick from the bowl for the next one. What's it going to be? sometimes these stay connected, so I almost feel like I'm picking two at one time. So the next one we're going to do is like a penguin walk, but it's a little bit more of an exercise, because if you've ever seen a penguin, which most zoos do have penguins, they're one of my favorite animals, but usually they just walk kind of small like this with their legs turned out. So what we're going to do is lift our legs up a little bit more so that it's a little bit more of an exercise. So what you're going to do is make sure that your legs are together on your mat or your floor, and then you're going to turn them out a little bit. So your toes are pointing to each corner in front of you. So not straight this way, but turned out. So if you've ever taken dance before or anything like that, this would be similar to first position. So your feet are turned out and your knees are facing those corners as well. So you can put your hands on your hips if you'd like, or your arms down. The arms down looks most like a penguin, I would say, because they kind of walk like this if you've ever seen them at the zoo. But what we're going to do is I'm going to put my hands on my hips for this one, and the same way with the Flamingo Hold, we're going to shift to one side and kick that leg up, and it's going to shift to the other, pick it up. So it's all about making sure you're stable on that foot so you can have the room to pick that opposite leg up. And the higher you can go, that is awesome. If you can go just right there, that's perfectly fine. But we're just going to make sure that we're really lengthening our legs and making sure they are strong and supported. So let's do 10 to each side, and then we'll be done with the penguin walk. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, last one, 20. Perfect. So that was the penguin walk. And if you really want it to look more like the animal, you're just going to do little short ones. But the bigger you go, the stronger your legs will get. So that is the accelerated penguin walk. So now we'll do our next exercise. What animal would it be? Woo! We're going to do the bear crawl. So you may have done this if they do it in your gym class. I used to do this in gym class, but it looks like a bear almost. So what we're going to do is, this is important to have a mat or a towel or something. But if you don't, that's perfectly okay. You should be okay on the floor. But our first position, you can go to your knees on the floor, and we're going to have our hands in front of us under our shoulders. And our feet are going to be in the back, and you want to make sure they're propped up on the balls of your feet, not down towards the mat. So prop them up, and then when you're ready, you can lift your knees up. So this is the position we're going to be in for the bear crawl. And if you have plenty of room, you can go just one way. We're going to be crawling on our hands and our feet. But if you don't have room or a ton of room, similar to me, we're going to do a couple forward and then a couple backward. So I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll kind of walk you through it. So once you're in this position and your hands are in front of you and your feet are propped, you're going to lift up a little so that your core is engaged right here. You want to hold that really tight, and your knees are up and off the mat. And then the next step that we're going to do is we're going to alternate our hands and our feet. So we're never going to do the same hand and foot. We're going to do the opposite so that we can move forward. So that's what it'll look like. So let me demonstrate and then we'll do a few together. So my hands are in front of us, my feet are propped behind. I'm going to lift up and go opposite, opposite, opposite. Then I can move backwards with it and forwards, opposite, opposite. So if you can see that, or you want to try it out, going forwards and backwards, you're more than welcome to. These ones are a little bit more challenging, I will say, because you are holding your whole body on just these 4 points of contact on the ground. So what we'll do is we'll do about 4 or 5 towards the front, whichever you have room for, and then we'll go back. Then we'll take a little bit of a rest. So make sure you're in your ready position with your feet propped up and your arms right under your shoulder. It's key that your arms are not way in front of you because you won't be able to hold your body up as well. So make sure it's right under you, and then you're going to lift up and go opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! Let's do it one more time. So that's the bear crawl, and if you've ever seen a bear, that's pretty much exactly how they move around. So let's do it again. Get all set. Feet propped. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! So that is the bear crawl. And if you have a large space, you can make sure to go all the way across. But if you have a little space like this, you can just go forward and backward. So let's pick our next one. Ooh, we're going to do the shark swim. So this one is going to be laying on our stomach. So we're going to swim just like a shark, and sharks are usually also in a zoo that I've seen before, or in the big ocean. So you're going to take a nice little rest, just for a second. But you're going to find your mat and lay on your stomach, and your arms can fall back behind you on the mat. And once we do this, you can also have your arms go up or press right here on your shoulders, or they can even go in front of you like so. No matter what, we're going to pick our feet up and flutter them when we're ready to swim. So what we're going to do is have our arms in front of us or behind us, wherever you feel comfortable. And if you really want to challenge, you can go like this and pretend to have fins. I'm going to put my arms right in front of us, is where I feel the most comfortable. And then on the count of 3, we're going to do flutter in the back for about 20 seconds. So take a little bit of a rest on your stomach. And just so you know, we'll be alternating our feet in the back. So you really want to squeeze the back of your legs and flutter, 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 flutter like that. And make sure you do not hold your breath. So how I know I'm breathing is I'm talking, so I'm definitely able to breathe, but you want to go in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Release. Let's do it once more. On the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Release. Good job. So that was the shark swim. And that can really be any fish or water creature that you'd like. But my favorite is to see sharks at a distance in the zoo. So let's pick our next one. It's going to be, we're going to do elephant stops. So if you've ever seen an elephant in the zoo, you know they are huge animals and their feet are ginormous. So what we're going to do for elephant stops is we're going to pretend like we're barreling through the zoo or through the grasslands, not the actual zoo. So we're going to lift each of our legs up. Your arms can be like this, kind of mimicking the ears, the giant ears. And we're going to pick our leg up high, and then push it down. High, push it down, just like that. So you want to make sure that your feet are somewhat apart, not all together. Your hands are on your hips. You want to reach it up, down. And that down is going to have a little bit of a bend in your legs. Up, down, just like that. So let's do about 10. Let's do 10. We'll do 5 on each side, and then we'll go to the next. So pretend to be an elephant. You can use your giant nose if you wish, and these can be the ears, and we'll go up, down, like a huge noise coming through. And you might need to turn around and go back. Just imagine you're stomping through the grounds. Let's do 3 more. Up. Down. You can even make a huge noise when you bring your foot down. And that's what they look like. So it has a little bit of a bend in your legs, and you can feel your legs really working and bringing your body down. So those are just really fun. Obviously, we're not as big as an elephant, but it's fun to pretend for a quick second. All right, let's do a few more. That's one of my favorite animals as well. Okay. The next one that we'll do is Kangaroo Hops. So, the kangaroo is not always in the zoo, but it is in Australia, so we're going to do, they are very famous for their hopping. So, you can either put your arms here, sometimes they hold their arms here, they also have a pocket, or you can put your arms on your hips or in front of you. I'm going to have my arms right in front of us, and we're going to do little kind of tuck jumps. So they're not going to be all the way up, but just like mini little jumps, because that's kind of how they jump through their habitat. So we'll do 20 of them, and you want to make sure that your legs are a little bit separated, not all the way together, a little bit out. You're going to start in like a little bit of a bend in your knees, and then we're just going to press up like that, and make sure you're rolling through your feet. That's kind of how they do that. So, once again, arms wherever you want. Let's do 20. Let's see if we can do it. You don't have to go super high. You can keep it low, and let's try them out. It might be a little tiring. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yay! So that one's pretty simple. Everyone has done a little jump or a hop before, but it looks just like a little kangaroo bouncing through the prairie. So let's do one more. I'm going to pick which one so we can do a really fun one. Let's do, should we do a snake or a crab? Let's do the crab. Since we did the bear, let's do the crab for this one. So you're going to find your mat again, and this time, your arm is going to be behind you, and your feet in front of you. And these are going to be the 4 contact points again, just like the bear crawl, but this is the crab walk. So we're facing forward and our arms, our hands are also facing that way. So you don't want them turned backwards. You want them turned forwards towards the way you're facing. This will be key and much easier to travel back and forth. So make sure you're on the edge of your mat or your towel. And the first thing you're going to do is lift up. So your feet are stable on the ground and your weight is in your hands and your feet. And then, similar to the bear crawl, we're going to do opposite foot and leg. So it's not going to be the same, it's going to be different and the different. So what we're going to do, let's try 5 back and forth, kind of like the bear crawl. So you're going to lift 1, 2, 3, then go opposite, 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 opposite. And then you can, of course, move forward with it. And that's how you do it. So let's do a few more, and then we're done being a crab. All right, arms are set, feet are stable. 1, 2, 3. And then go back. 1, back 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! So that one might be a little bit challenging too. The crab and the bear are definitely tricky and can break out a sweat if you're not careful. So make sure to get some water if you need it. So that's all the animals that we're going to do today. So thank you so much for joining me on your Sunday or whichever day it is when you watch this. And I hope you join me next week. And thanks for joining on Get Your Play Online. Bye.